and then follow this boulder into this next room where we gotta fight something, and I'll probably die. And there it is. What's up, everybody? Badass Games. Welcome back to Resident Evil. This is the Chris Redfield finale. We need to go and do a bunch of stuff. This is honestly a terrible place to save the game and end the last video, but to be honest, there's no save points in between here and another place where I didn't really want to save, so I decided to make this an extra long video and go with that. Okay, so this is my inventory before I leave the save room. I have the Eagle Medal, the Hex Crank, and the Flamethrower. Now you need the Flamethrower. You're gonna have to get this if you don't have it, because you need it. It acts as a key to the next door that we gotta go through. Alright, so let's go back out here where we had a bunch of adders. They do poison, so be careful. And go down to the end of this hallway and you'll find the receptacle for the flamethrower. If you inspect it, it'll ask you if you want to put the flamethrower down, and yes you do. So make sure that you grab the flamethrower from the other thing and bring it over here, and then go through this door. Inside of here you want to head to the right first. To the left takes you out of here, and that's where we want to go, but we need an item before we go that direction. Down here we find another boulder. Let's go up here and inspect it real quick so that way we can get this ball rolling. Approach it and then walk away and it'll start rolling at you. But be careful because it will squish you. You want to head over to your right and into the passageway that you came from. And let that ball go right past you. And then go back to the end of the hallway where it was sitting, because you'll find a map of this place, but it's pretty hilarious because we're not going to be here anymore. The map is at the very end of the whole thing, so kind of interesting. Okay, will you take the MO disc? Yes, we need to take this MO disc if we want the good ending. So make sure you grab that, and then come over here to the hex hole. Okay, this thing tells you all about hexagonal holes and stuff a couple times. Use your hex crank on it, and we'll rotate this piece of hallway. The goal here is to get that hole that's going toward the bottom over to the left-hand side, so we can go into the door that's on that side. There was nothing in there at all when it was facing the other way, and you can't go into it while it's facing downward, so the only proper position for this thing is on this side of the hallway. Make sure you do that, and then we're going to go in there and grab one of the last things that we need in order to enter the laboratory. Let's go through this door. Alright, in here we find a couple of things. This puzzle's kind of interesting. The idea is to get this panel to open by placing this... Yeah, well, it'll show you. You stand on it, this panel will open, but as you approach it you can't get it. The idea is to get this gargoyle to stand on it, but the thing is it's against the wall, so you can't push it out in this direction that I'm walking right now. So what you need to do is you need to use the hex crank on that hex hole that you see, the brown hole there on the right hand side of the screen. Now on the left hand side, we need to put the gargoyle right here, because this hex crank is going to move that gargoyle out, and then we use the crank again to push it back, to push the wall back in, and then we can use the gargoyle. So the wall recedes. Now we can push the gargoyle. Let's go over here and push this thing all the way to this, all the way over to this area where you can stand on to open the panel. The panel opens and you get the blue, what is it, the Eagle of East, Wolf of West. And it's Doom Book number 2. Well, this is another thing that we need to check out. We want to check the pages. Book will open and give us the Wolf Medal. So we have the Eagle and the Wolf Medal, which signify the, which is like the name of the book. It's pretty cool. Alright, cool. Now that we have that, we can leave. And now we have the keys we need to get into the laboratory. Let's go and get into that thing and finish this game up. We still got a long way to go, guys, so yeah, this is going to be a long video. Alright, so let's head back the way we came. There's a door I came from initially, and here is the lift. It's going to take us to the fountain. Here we are, back outside. Alright, let's go over here and pick up all these herbs. We don't need, actually you can't pick them all up because we don't have enough inventory space. But that's fine because the receptacles for the metals are in this area too, so fill your inventory up with stuff, and then let's go over here and put these medallions in their proper position. A picture of a wolf is carved in the round hollow, so we select the wolf medal and we can put it in there. And as you can guess, the eagle goes on the other side. And we get a cool little cinematic. Very classy. Okay, so now that we opened up that way, you can go down there and go into the lab, but I'm still going to pick up the rest of these herbs and everything before we go down in there. So pick up some blue herbs. Remember, the blue herbs cure poison. However, I don't expect to be poisoned for the rest of the level, so I'm just going to go ahead and combine the 2 green herbs. And so that way I have green herbs, and then the blue herbs I'll just put it in my box, not even think twice about them anymore. Alright, so let's go through this opening we've created. And then down into this elevator that's going to take us down into the laboratory. Alright, so finally we are in the laboratory. This is where it all started. This is Umbrella's initial spot, I believe. Okay, so this is where we want to go. There's a ladder. Will you descend it? Yes. The door right there, you can't go through just yet. We will go through there when we're ready to end the game. But for now, it's locked and we can't go through there. Okay, down the ladder we find a chest, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a bunch of stuff away. All I really want is the shotgun. That's it. I'm putting everything else back in the thing. Let me grab some shells as well so I can fill it up. And I have no set organization thing going on in my chest, so it's all just random. So I'm just putting this stuff in random spots. And I am actually almost full. Here's where they connect right here. So, yeah, I'm almost full on this thing. Cool, so now that we have just the shotgun, let's go out here and blow some heads off some zombies. Let's equip this thing and walk up here to this guy, say goodnight. There's a couple of herbs over here you can pick up if you want. There's also another guy walking around right in front of me, so be careful while you're doing this. There we go. Let's grab the green herb here and then continue on. There's another pickup in this area that we need to grab if we want the good ending. It's another MO disc. So make sure that you grab that if you want the good ending. Here's another zombie. Blow his head off because he was guarding that MO disc. I will take the MO disc. And I will mention that this door right here is locked. It's locked electronically. I can't get through it. So what we gotta do is gotta lift the lock, but that's definitely where we want to go to next, after we have that lock lifted. So I'm gonna go lift the lock and then I'm gonna go in that door. Now I should warn you that in order to lift the lock, I'm gonna go directly to the place where I need to go to do that, and it requires some information that I technically haven't gotten yet, and I'll show you where to get that information a little later. So we want to go into this door as soon as we enter that O room is what it's called, I suppose. And then inside of this room there is a pickup that slide cartridge. I'll take the slides. We're going to use that here in a little bit as well. Let's go over here to this computer. This is what we need to unlock the doors. This computer is used to open the electronic locks. Will you turn it on? Yes. Alright, using some excellent computer skills, let's go ahead and log in. The login name is John, John, okay? And the password is Ada, A-D-A. This information is given to you elsewhere in the game, and I'll show you where you get that. But for now, I'm just going to log in and unlock some doors. Okay, so now we get to select the door we want to unlock. I'm going to go ahead and select B3 right now because that's the only thing we can unlock with the information that we have right now. Okay, that is a map of the basement that we're in right now, as a matter of fact. So we unlocked a certain room. We haven't seen that door. We didn't know it was locked, so just some information, but it's unlocked now, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so B2. Now this does require a little bit more information to unlock the door. Okay, so permission denied. Try enter password. Now you'd think to enter ADA again if you don't know what's going on, but in fact you don't. You want to enter the password MOLE for mole. Verified. Now we're going to unlock that. That's the room that I was showing you upstairs. We're going to go up there now that it's unlocked. Okay, so let's cancel out of here. I want to quit, shut down this computer. And we're done. All the doors are unlocked that we need to be unlocked at this point. So let's go ahead and leave. Let's go back upstairs where we came from and go through that door that we just now unlocked. Alright, so that door was right here, and now we can go through there. When you enter this room, if you go over here to this side and to this cabinet, you will get a security system, get some information on the security of this facility. Okay, really not a whole lot of useful information, but it's pretty interesting nonetheless. So there's an interesting part right there. Regarding the progress of Tyrant after the use of T-Virus, remaining document is unreadable. Well then, security system has been filed. Excellent. Now let's go over in this direction. You may notice that this pillar over here looks sort of not animated, but cartoonish. Looks like you might be able to operate that. And in fact, you can look at the wall right here. You see slide marks from where that thing is slid. So that's you know, a hint that there's something going on here. In order to move that thing, you come over to this panel. You can open it, and then there's a switch that you can push. And that's going to move that pillar out of the way, and it's going to reveal a key that we're going to need. We'll go grab that key here in a second, but first let's go over here and put these slides in. We get some information. You don't necessarily need the slides, you don't even have to pick them up. It's just for extra information that's pretty interesting. Umbrella Incorporated, Bioweapon Materials, MA-39 Cerberus, FI-3 Neptune, MA-121 Hunter, T-002 Tyrant. It's Mach 2 Tyrant, that's crazy. So we haven't seen that guy yet. And then we have a blank page, which is sort of signifying that there's an enemy we haven't seen yet. And indeed we haven't, so we will be encountering them in a little bit. Alright, bio research, R&D staff. Pretty interesting stuff. Okay, let's go grab this key, which is on the other side of the table. Excellent. We take the lab key. And in fact, it's not necessarily a lab key. If you inspect it, you'll find out that it's has a strange mark as is carved on it. It's the power room key, not necessarily the thing you have to do, but just some interesting stuff, little extra stuff that they put in this game. It's all in the details. Make this game really good. Okay, let's go down the steps. Now that we have the key, we can go into a particular room that I haven't even seen yet. And by the way, if you want the information for the computer, it's actually through this door and then immediately through the next door you see as soon as you go through there. We'll go through there a little later, like I've been saying. Oh, there's a zombie right here. I'm not even gonna worry about you. They're all gonna disappear anyway. Okay, this is the door that I needed the power room key for, so let's use this thing. No longer useful. Let's discard it. We don't need it anymore. Alright, let's go through this door. You want to immediately go into this door. Now inside of here we got a couple of items we can pick up. We have a red herb right here on this sink or whatever, and then we have some shotgun shells over here on this operating table. We'll take them shells, and then we have a puzzle that we need to do. Basically, the idea here is that if you step on this button right here, all you do is step on it, or push any object on top of it, and it'll release gas from these holes, and you don't want that. What you need to do is you need to push the boxes on top of the holes, and then push the ladder on top of the button so that we can climb up into that vent up there. That's the ultimate goal here. Now, there are multiple ways of doing this. There is no one set way, so I'm just going to do whatever I think is necessary just to get this done, and move forward from there. Let's hope I don't step on that button. There, that's where I want the box. Now I want this other box on the other side here, so I can't push it away from the operating table right now, so I gotta push it out to where I can, and then I'll be able to move it. We gotta push it all the way up against this other box, so that way I can move it over to the next vent. Like I said, there are probably multiple ways you can do this. There's no set way to get this done. As long as you just get that ultimate goal done with, you're good to go. Let's push this box all the way up against the equipment on this side of the room. And then get on the other side of this ladder. So that way I can push it up onto that hole. Okay, and we're good. We're not going to release any poisonous gas when we move this ladder all the way up against this wall and onto that button. Didn't sound like I operated the button, but that's fine. We need to get into this thing if I can. It looks like I have to move it over a little bit further. So there's a little bit of tidbit for you. You gotta have the ladder in the... Oh no! Poison gas is being released. Well, that's bad. I thought I had that box in the right position, but I guess I didn't. Goes to show you. Well, I'm glad I was able to demonstrate that, but it sucks that I gotta go do this puzzle over again. So I might just complete it and then see you guys back at the spot. Alright, so I'm not sure which box it was that wasn't placed properly. I'm assuming it was the one over here by the equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I don't push it all the way against the equipment like I said to do before. And just move it up against this thing right here. Now, the ladder I pushed back too far. I'm going to have to push it out from the operating table so I can get on the right side of it in order to push it up against the box. Kind of a tight area that they give you to do this puzzle in, which makes it interesting. Alright, so now that we have that ladder in the right position, let's move it forward. Push it up against the wall. Okay, I heard the noise signifying that you press the button, and we can finally get into the air shaft. I will definitely enter this. And we emerge on the other side. We basically went through that room that I was in prior to this, and yeah, now we're in the morgue, and we pick up some Magnum rounds right here where I'm standing. You'd think that the morgue would be filled with zombies, but I don't know what's up with that. This room is completely safe. So over here we have what's called a passcode output machine. If you had an MO disc, you could get the code. Well, fortunately we have an MO disc. That's how I wrote the walkthrough. And we get passcode 02. And there's really not too much good information. You really can't get a whole lot of good information from the passcode. It's just the passcode, I guess. But they're just excerpts from the Bible. Okay, I unlocked it, and we can finally walk back out into the O room. And then we want to go right back into this power room. Okay, so the whole reason why we did all that was to basically get some Magnum rounds and use the MO disc. Alright, now we're back in this room, and instead of going into that operating room, let's blow the head off this zombie and continue on into this room right here. Now this is a save room, and I could have ended the last video here, and I probably should have, to be completely honest with you. But let's go in here and do some stuff. We got a couple of things we want to pick up in here, and we also want to drop some stuff off. The only thing that I'm going to be bringing a lot of stuff with me, by the way. One of those things is the Colt Python. If I can find it. I need the Magnum rounds as well. There we go. And the rest I just want to put away. I also want to take out any MO discs that I may find. But to be honest, I found the two up there. I need the extra inventory space because I'm going to be picking some stuff up in here. Over here on the shelf, there is some Magnum rounds. Yes, I'll take those. And also, there's a blue herb and a green herb. Now, like I said before, I don't plan on getting poisoned for the rest of the game, so I'm just going to leave that blue herb. I guess it doesn't matter if you combine the green and the blue herb, but whatever. Take them both. And then I'm going to go ahead and put those back into the thing. Actually, I need to combine my Magnum rounds so that way I have the inventory space to get everything that I want out of here. So a couple things I'm going to take with me is 2 100% health items. Okay, because I plan on taking a lot of damage. I know I usually don't say that, but I am planning on taking a lot of damage, mostly because I don't plan on fighting anything. I plan on just running by it and just taking damage and being like, okay, whatever. You're about to die anyway, so... Okay, so now we have all this stuff. Look at my inventory before I leave here. I have a Colt, some rounds for it, 2 full health items, and 2 MO discs. So you can see that we're going to be using the rest of those MO discs. Let's walk out here, and now we want to go in this direction. I try to avoid that zombie. I really don't care to use my weapon on him because I'm going to need the Colt ammo. Alright? It's gonna be needed. And yes, I plan on using one of those health items here pretty soon. Alright, so we enter this room. The first direction we want to go... Oh, man. Actually, I went the wrong direction first. And took damage trying to do it. We want to go in this direction. No! By the way, these guys, you want to go counterclockwise around. I'm just kind of jumping around trying to avoid these guys. These are the enemies that we haven't seen yet. They're called chimeras. And they're very deadly. They take a lot of shots. A lot more than the hunters and the other stuff, so... Alright, so this panel is very important. You need to activate this panel. A power panel. Some areas do not have power. Will you activate the blacked out areas? Why, yes I will. And I'll also take damage while trying to do it. I'll go ahead and use one of my items here. I have a whole lot of damage. I was going to say that these guys attack with their other arm as opposed to the hunter, so you need to run counterclockwise around them, but... Oh no, he got on top of me. These guys are pretty interesting. They climb on the ceiling, they jump on you, they're just nuts. Crazy nuts, guys. Alright, so this time we want to go straight and find this passcode generator. Use the MO disc to get the next passcode. Passcode 03. Another excerpt from the same passage in the Bible as passcode 2. Passcode 1 is also part of the same passage, it's just the first part of the passage. Which is pretty interesting. Now we want to go all the way to this side and find this door. And finally we'll be free of those things for a little bit. We can walk around freely in this area. Okay, so on this side of the generator we'll find a terminal. Power connection switch. The elevator power is off. Will you connect it? Yes. Okay, the power for the elevator is activated as the power supply and the circuit have been connected. Now, if it doesn't say that when you activate this computer, then you didn't activate the other panel in the other part of this powerhouse area. So make sure you do that, okay? So now that we have that done, we can go all the way back to the elevator, which I didn't show you. It's actually over there by the save room that I just came from. Okay? I'm gonna go all the way back over there. Hopefully I don't take a whole lot of damage on my way, but it looks like I'm gonna take a bunch. Yeah, like I said, I just plan on just running by these guys. They take like 3 or 4 shots from the Python, and I need that thing for the boss, so you could take the shotgun to take care of them, because I highly recommend not using the shotgun on the last boss, because, yeah, the shotgun is pretty terrible for that fight. Alright, so now that we have the elevator activated, this is the elevator over here. Alright, so let's push the button, and we get some cool dialogue.
Rebecca, you're safe.
I saw you in the garden. I've caught up with you at last.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. Don't go out alone.
Yes, sir.
Pretty cool. Now we have Rebecca walking around with us.
Chris, as my subordinate, you have wonderful talent.
I would never work for a company like Umbrella. And Wesker, you were formerly with Umbrella.
What do you mean?
Since when have you been an Umbrella agent? And a traitor to the stars?
Now you're wrong. I was formerly with Umbrella, yes. But now I'm prepared to face anything. Even getting rid of you vigilante stars.
Now, the worst possible situation has occurred. The failure of the experiment created a virus, a biological weapon, polluting the entire lab.
No, the worst happened with the Tyrant virus. I lost some of my star's team members because of it.
You killed them with your own hands. Did you kill Enrico?
Really?
Yeah, like this.
Rebecca!
Don't move. If you do, I'll kill you. Chris, I have something to show you. Now, walk.
Is this?
That's right. This is the ultimate life form. Tyrant. Chris? Stop it.
Wesker, you're pitiful. This is your savior? You say this failure is your savior?
You can make sure yourself whether Tyrant is a failure or not. Go to hell. Jill will join you too. What? Don't come this way! No!
You can't kill me.
Nice one, Chris. Okay, now we've gained control of Chris again, and we gotta fight this guy. Wow, I'm low on health. I'll go ahead and use this, just in case he gets a hit off on me. I really don't want to start this all over. Alright, let's equip the Python, too. The shotgun might actually be worthwhile to use on this guy as well, but we'll see about that. Now, notice that his claw is on his left hand. Therefore, the best way to get around this guy, if you need to, is to go clockwise around him. Alright, so 6 shots from the Colt Python should be enough to do this guy in. Let's watch him fall over. That was entertaining. Okay, so the door that we came into this room from, is locked. We need to use this computer in order to unlock that door. I'll tell you this much, we're not done with this game just yet. We still got a little bit ways to go, people. So hang in there.
Wow!
Ha! It seems like this bulletproof jacket is pretty strong.
I see.
How about Captain Wesker?
He is sleeping with the ultimate failure. Hurry up. I want to get out of here.
Found out a lot of interesting information just in these last few cutscenes. A lot of really cool, interesting information for the Resident Evil series.
Excuse me, Chris.
What, Rebecca?
I saw a research file in this lab. It said that a great deal of research on the Tyrant virus exists right here. We should blow this place up.
We are already into it over our heads. Rebecca, can you do it?
Yes, sir. I'll set off a triggering system for a bomb.
Okay. Now we have a chance to escape. See you outside the house.
Okay, now while Rebecca is off trying to figure out a way to blow this place up, I'm gonna go ahead and go into this save room and save my game, so that way in case I do fail, I don't have to start all this stuff over again. I'm not ending the video here, I'm just saving the game, and I will see you guys on the other side. Alright guys, I have my game saved, and I'm about to go out here and finish this whole thing up. Okay, we're pretty close. We're about to go into that area that I haven't gone into yet, the one door where I said you gotta go through to get the information to use that computer. Well, it sounds like Rebecca found the self-destruct button, which is useful. But now we gotta hurry up. We're not timed right now at all. There is no timer right now. Let's go into this room that I haven't been in yet. We're gonna get a bunch of information in here that's gonna tell you how to use that computer, and I'll show you how to decipher everything. Okay, so when we come in this room, well, let's go turn the light on. There's a switch. Will you push it? Yes, I will. And over here on the table, we find the researcher's letter. Dear Ada, blah, 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 blah. This is all coming from a certain guy, and this is what's going to tell you how to get into that computer. some interesting information is on this page right here. It says that the password is your name. Okay, you can access the system if you log in with my name, and then the password is your name. So this is addressed to Ada, dear Ada. Okay, so his name is down here at the bottom, yours, John. So the login is John and the password is Ada. Now this other password right here, which is cryptic, well, I'll show you how to decipher that here right now. The researcher's letter has been filed, so by now I should have every file that we need in the game. Looks like I'm missing, oh no, I'm missing one. Oh yes, there's still one that I need, but I will pick that up here before the end of the video. But we should look something like this. We're also missing one of the passcodes, so we'll get all that here in a second. Over here is a bookshelf that we can move to uncover another switch that we're going to want to press. There's a switch. Will you push it? Yes, I will. The room becomes blue. Like, okay. This is what we need to look at over here. There's something written on the picture. We see tree, apple, you know, man, woman. Yeah. Okay. The idea here is that blue light is showing you those letters. So if we turn the blue light off, we get encryptic letters, the same cryptic letters that we saw on that fax, or the researcher's letter. So let's turn this off, and we go over here and look at the picture, and you can basically decipher the password based on the letters that you know that these are, okay? And that's how you solve the password puzzle. Okay, so before we leave, there's a couple of pickups. We have a green herb here on the ground, and I will take the green herb. And then over here, there is a clip. I will take the clip, and then I'm going to go ahead and get some ammunition in my gun, and then I'm going to go ahead and leave. Now this next area might become problematic because there's a bunch of zombies. There's 4 of them, in fact. I forgot to put away my ink ribbons, it seems. There's 4 zombies in here. So let's just get rid of the ones that we need to get rid of. That guy, and then pick up the fax that's here on the wall. Okay, if you want to read this, make sure you pause the video on each of the pages. I'm not going to read it to you. I'm not a storyteller. Okay, there you go. Fax has been filed. And now we need, oh, let's get rid of this guy. Now we need to use this thing over here, use the MO disc on it, and we'll get the next passcode, 01. And there we go. We filed that away. We should have all the files completed now. Oh gosh, he's on me. He's all over me. How am I going to get out of here? That's how we're going to do it. And now let's go through this door. Now you could have done a lot of this prior to actually having to listen to this alarm, just so you know. Okay, so this is where all the passcodes go. Once you have all the passcodes, they automatically get entered for you. So I have all 3 of the passcodes. Okay, all these came from the MO disc, and now we can go into this area. And the only thing that's in here, the only thing is this little prison cell.
Jill, are you there?
Chris?
Jill, you're all right.
Yes. Wesker is here. He's...
Oh, I know. Anyway, let's get out of here.
He's dead. Yeah, didn't you hear the news, Jill? Okay, so now we have Jill rescued. We basically have everything set up to get the good ending. Let's go ahead and end this game. The idea here is now to go back basically where I came from and go to the door that was locked, because now we can leave through it. The security system tells you that, basically.
Let's get going.
Let's do as she says. We don't want her yelling at us. Oh, there's a guy. I don't need to use that. I just want to go. I just want to go up these steps. That's the last time we have to put up with those guys, by the way. These guys throw up so they won't grab you, but they'll definitely throw up on you. Just make sure you stay away from in front of them. This guy will definitely bite you, just so you know. Okay, let's go in this room.
Let's get going.
You said that before. Alright, so I want to use this box because basically what I want to do is I want to put this away. I really don't need it, I guess. This is the last time we have access to a box, so make sure you bring everything that you want to with you. I'm going to put that away. I'll go ahead and just fill this thing up with health items. Now you need to save one slot for the last part here, so make sure that you save at least one inventory slot. Okay, I got everything, so let's go out. Let's get out of here. I will definitely climb this ladder. Okay, so this room looks familiar. Now this door has a blue light blinking above it instead of a yellow one, and we can go through it. Mostly because we're about to blow this place up.
This is Brad. I have a fuel shortage. Okay, this is the last try. If somebody's alive, please send a sign.
Alright, so we gotta give that guy a sign as to that we're still alive, and we're gonna do that. But first we gotta go find this battery right here and pick it up. This is why you need that extra inventory slot. And you can put the battery into this slot right here.
There is 3 minutes until explosion. I made it! I set off the triggering system to the bomb!
Great! Rebecca, Brad's up in the helicopter.
Look at those monsters!
Let me take care of them.
But,
Chris, get in contact with Brad right away.
okay.
Alright, so let's go get in contact with Brad. Basically, that is a point of no return. As soon as you put the battery into the thing, that's a point of no return. You can't go back to your inventory. You can't go back to save your game or anything. So remember that. By the way, even though there's 3 minutes, you still have all these cutscenes and everything still take away time, which is pretty funny. Okay, so first thing you want to do when you come out here is you want to go to this box right here and pick up this flare. As soon as you have the flare, you want to use it. Okay, because time's counting down here, and all these cutscenes count toward your time. And then we gotta fight the final fight. Oh, look, it's Tyrant. Well, great. He's also upgraded. He has new abilities, so yeah, good luck to you. Make sure you have a lot of health items. Equip that Colt Python because it's most effective against him. He's very fast. Make sure you run to the... Remember to go clockwise around him because his attack is on his left side. Oh, he got me. Which is pretty normal. Oh, he has that charge, too. The best thing to do is instead of just, like, hugging him to go around him is to pretty much run away from him. I don't know why I'm getting turned around here, but I am. Oh, I'm out of ammo. What a time to run out of ammo and just die. Wow, I even have time to go to my inventory and use an item. Alright, guys, I will see you back at this spot and we'll kill this guy. Alright, once again, let's equip this Colt Python, combine it so we have full ammo. Ah, get away from him. Do not get attacked by him. Oh, wow. I'm missing. Well, the thing is, it's really hard to aim, though, you know what I'm saying? Aiming in this game is not that great. I don't even know if I hit him there. Okay, so... But like I didn't do last time, make sure you count your rounds. I did that this time, as you can see I got exactly 0, so... Because reloading your weapon is a lot quicker if you do it from the inventory. Turn and shoot, and then go. I have a feeling that like only one, you're only able to get maybe one shot off on him. Getting two is really pushing it. So make sure you just do that. I have plenty of health items, so I should make sure I use one if I'm feeling a little low on life, or if I'm getting just barraged by his attacks. Alright, so there we go.
Chris, use it! Destroy the monsters with it!
Finally, Brad drops the rocket launcher, which we're going to need to use within 38 seconds. Pick this up. It takes an inventory slot, so make sure you have room. You probably do, because... yeah, you do. You will absolutely have one slot open because of the way that the battery, the way that works. Let's top myself off just in case. Let's equip the rocket launcher. Aiming at this guy. Where's he at? His mouth is still moving. And that is the end of Resident Evil. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm badassgamez. Thank you for watching my Resident Evil walkthrough. Stay tuned for the Jill Valentine side of this story. Take it easy.